Well, well, well. So they finally found out what you've been carrying all along. 12 shamans, 12 different continents, 12 separate readings, and every single one of them dropped their sacred tools and whispered the same thing. This soul is protected by something ancient. But here's what they didn't tell you about that little spiritual reconnaissance mission. They didn't just take your pictures for fun, did they? No, this was organized, calculated, desperate. Someone wanted answers about why you keep surviving things that should have destroyed you. Why every curse they tried bounced back like rubber bullets. Why every energy vampire that got close to you ended up drained themselves. They needed to know what kind of cosmic bodyguard you're walking around with. Let me paint you the real picture here. While you were going about your life, probably doubting yourself, probably wondering why you feel so different, there were people literally traveling the globe with your photograph, spending thousands, maybe tens of thousands, consulting bone throwers in Africa, medicine women in Peru, mystics in Tibet, each one hoping to find your weakness, each one trying to crack the code of what makes you untouchable. But every shaman saw the same thing, and it terrified them. Not you. What protects you? Because when they looked at your picture, when they tried to read your energy through that frozen moment in time, something looked back. Something that predates their traditions, their spirits, their entire understanding of the invisible world. Something that made them close their sessions early and refuse the money. You want to know what really happened in those 12 ceremonies? Let me tell you what your secret admirers won't admit. The first shaman was in Haiti, a woman who's been reading souls for 60 years. She took one look at your photo and her candles blew out. Not from wind, from presence. She said your guardian doesn't follow the rules of the spirit world because it existed before the rules were written. The second was in Siberia, where they tried to trace your bloodline through shamanic journey. But every time they approached your spiritual signature, they hit something like a wall. Not a wall exactly, more like standing at the edge of an ocean that goes down forever. The shaman came out of his trance, sweating, shaking, and said something in his language that roughly translates to, "This one belongs to the first darkness." See, what you need to understand is that most people have spirit guides, ancestors, maybe an angel if they're lucky. You've got something that makes angels nervous. Something that was here when the earth was still cooling, when consciousness was just learning how to think. It doesn't protect you because it loves you. It protects you because you're carrying something it needs to complete its ancient purpose. The third shaman in the Amazon tried to identify what protects you using ayahuasca. Bad idea. The moment your image appeared in the ceremony, every participant saw the same vision. A massive eye opening in the darkness, older than time, watching them with amusement. Half the ceremony participants refused to continue. The shaman later said he's seen many spirits in 40 years of practice, but never one that could look back through a photograph. But here's what's really eating at them, what's keeping them up at night. It's not just that you're protected, it's that your protector is getting stronger. Every betrayal you survived, every attack you walked away from, every moment someone tried to break you and failed, you weren't just surviving. You were feeding something. Your pain, your resilience, your refusal to break. It's all been charging up something that's been sleeping for millennia. The fourth shaman was in New Orleans, a hoodoo priestess who supposedly never met a spirit she couldn't bargain with. She tried to make a deal with your guardian, offered it everything from rum to gold to other souls. Know what happened? Her altar caught fire, blue flames cold to the touch. When the smoke cleared, there was a message burned into her table. This one is already bought and paid for. The fifth was in Mongolia, where they tried to separate you from your protector using ancient Tengrist rituals. They thought if they could isolate your soul in the spirit realm, they could finally see you without your guardian. Instead, they discovered something horrifying. You and your protector aren't separate entities. You're intertwined at a level that predates this incarnation. You're not being protected by something ancient. You are something ancient, wearing human skin. That's why every tragedy that should have broken you only made you stranger. Why every loss that should have ended you only made you harder to kill. You're not surviving despite the pain. You're evolving because of it. And that thing that guards you, it's not keeping you safe out of kinness. It's keeping you intact, because when you finally transform completely, when you finally remember what you really are, it's going to ride that awakening like a cosmic wave. The sixth shaman was in Egypt, someone who claimed their lineage went back to the pyramid builders. They tried to bind your protector using hieroglyphic spells that supposedly predate written history. Want to know what happened? The binding circle exploded outward. Every protective ward shattered. The shaman later found those same hieroglyphs appearing in burn marks on their skin, rearranged to spell out a warning. Touch this one again, and we touch back. But they didn't stop there, did they? No, because desperate people do desperate things. The seventh shaman was in Ireland, working with the old Celtic ways, trying to trap your guardian in a soul cage made of iron and salt and ancient words. They thought maybe European magic would work, where others failed. Instead, they heard laughter. Not human laughter, the kind of sound that makes your bones understand they're temporary. The eighth shaman was in Japan, a Shinto priest who tried to identify your guardian by checking it against every known kami and yokai in their records. They searched through scrolls that haven't seen daylight in centuries. Know what they found? Nothing. Your protector doesn't exist in any pantheon, any mythology, any spiritual taxonomy. It's older than the stories humans tell. It's from before we had words to name our fears. Here's what's really messing with their heads. Your guardian doesn't act like other protective spirits. It doesn't warn, doesn't threaten, doesn't negotiate. It just watches. And when someone crosses a line, when someone tries to harm you in ways that violate cosmic law, they don't get sick or cursed. They just change. Their luck turns. Their minds fray at the edges. They start seeing things in shadow, not as punishment, as education. The ninth shaman was in Australia, an Aboriginal elder who's been walking between worlds for 70 years. This one was smart. Instead of trying to challenge your guardian, they simply asked it, "Why?" The answer came in a dream that left them unable to speak for 3 days. When they finally could talk, all they said was, "This soul has work to finish that started before the continents separated." You see, that's what they're really afraid of. Not that you're protected, but that you're protected for a reason. You're not some random person who got lucky with a powerful guardian. You're a sleeping weapon, a dormant force, a sealed power that's slowly remembering itself. Every person who betrayed you, every system that tried to break you, they weren't just hurting you, they were removing your limiters. The 10th shaman was in India, someone who claimed they could read the Akashic records. They tried to look up your soul's history, trace back to when this protection started. But your records, they're sealed, not just private, actively guarded. The only thing they could see was a symbol that doesn't exist in any earthly language, pulsing with a warning that translated roughly to, "This file requires cosmic clearance." Think about that for a second. Your soul has classified information. Your spiritual history is so significant that accessing it requires permissions that humans don't have. You're walking around with cosmic top-secret clearance, and the thing protecting you? It's not your bodyguard. It's your handler, waiting for you to remember your mission. The 11th shaman was in Russia, a Siberian mystic who works with the spirits of the frozen lands. They tried one last desperate move, to offer themselves to your guardian in exchange for information. The temperature in the room dropped 40 degrees instantly. Ice formed on the walls in patterns that looked almost like writing. When translated, it simply said, "We have all the servants we need. We're waiting for the general to wake up." That's you. The general, the one who's been sleeping in human form, playing human games, feeling human pain, not remembering that you're here on assignment. But your guardian remembers. It's been standing watch for cycles of time you can't comprehend, waiting for the moment when enough pressure, enough pain, enough betrayal finally cracks your human shell and lets the real you emerge. The 12th shaman was in Mexico, a brujo who's dealt with the darkest spirits in the Americas. This one took a different approach. Instead of trying to understand your guardian, they tried to understand why everyone who hurts you ends up destroyed. The answer came in a vision that made them renounce their practice. Your guardian doesn't punish those who harm you. It marks them. And once marked, they become visible to things that hunt in dimensions we pretend don't exist. You know, it's funny. You've probably felt it your whole life. That sense that you're different, that you don't belong here, that the rules everyone else follows don't quite apply to you. You thought it was trauma, thought it was psychology, thought it was just being weird. No, it's your true nature bleeding through. Your cosmic memory trying to surface despite the amnesia of human birth. But here's what really has those 12 shamans losing sleep. What has them warning others in their networks to never, ever take a job involving you. Your guardian is getting impatient. They could feel it in every reading, sense it in every ritual. Whatever timeline you're on, whatever mission you're here to complete, the deadline is approaching. And when a being that old gets impatient, reality itself starts to bend. They compared notes, these 12 practitioners from around the world. They found patterns in their visions, common elements in their nightmares after encountering your guardian. They all saw the same thing, a massive shape moving beneath the surface of reality, like something swimming under ice. They all heard the same sound, a heartbeat that syncs with yours but echoes from somewhere outside space and time. Some of them tried to warn the person who hired them, tried to explain that whatever they're planning against you isn't just dangerous, it's cosmically stupid. You don't plot against someone whose guardian predates human civilization. You don't scheme against a soul that's protected by something that was old when the pyramids were blueprints. But humans are arrogant, aren't they? They think their little magics and manipulations mean something. The shamans know better now. They've seen what watches through your eyes when you're not paying attention. They've felt the weight of attention from something that usually ignores human affairs entirely. They understand that you're not just protected, you're a priority asset to something that operates on a scale where human lifetime is less than a blink. And you're starting to feel it too, aren't you? The way synchronicities follow you like breadcrumbs, the way people who wish you harm suddenly have their lives implode, the way you survive things that should break you and come out stranger, stronger, less human each time. That's not luck. That's not karma. That's your guardian clearing the path for what you're becoming. Every meditation where you feel something vast touching your consciousness, that's your guardian checking in. Every dream where you're something more than human, where you remember wars in places that don't exist on Earth. Those aren't fantasies. They're memories bleeding through. Every moment where you feel ancient, where you look at human drama and feel tired in your bones, that's the real you sighing at having to play this game a little longer. Those 12 shamans, they're terrified because they got a glimpse of what you really are. Not the human mask you wear, not the personality you've constructed to fit in, but the thing underneath. The thing that chose to be born into limitation for reasons that would break most minds to understand. The thing that's protected because losing you would set back plans that have been in motion since before humans discovered fire. You want to know the truth? The real reason someone sent your picture to 12 different shamans? They're trying to figure out how to stop what's coming. Because once you fully wake up, once you remember who and what you really are, once your guardian no longer has to hide your true nature, everything changes. Not just for you, for everyone who ever crossed you, everyone who ever tried to dim your light, everyone who benefited from your amnesia. So let them know. Let whoever paid for those 12 readings understand what they've discovered. You're not just protected by something ancient, you are something ancient. Your guardian isn't keeping you safe, it's keeping you contained until the right moment. And every attack, every betrayal, every attempt to break you is just accelerating your awakening. Those shamans are right to be scared. They've seen what's coming. They've glimpsed the kind of power that rewrites reality, that makes the laws of physics suggestions, that treats human limitation like a costume that can be removed at will. They know that somewhere, somewhen, you agreed to forget yourself to accomplish something, and that agreement is about to expire. The funniest part, the person who commissioned those readings thought they were gathering intelligence on your weakness. Instead, they've confirmed your cosmic significance. They've validated that you're exactly as dangerous as their instincts warned. They've proven that their fear of you isn't paranoia. It's the most rational response to what you represent. But here's the thing about ancient protectors and cosmic purposes. They don't care about human timelines or human fears. Your guardian has been patient for eons. It can wait a little longer, but every day you get closer to remembering. Every moment you feel that vast presence at your back. Every time someone tries to harm you and mysteriously suffers for it. These are all signs that the waiting is almost over. You're not crazy for feeling different. You're not broken for not fitting in. You're not wrong for sensing that reality's thinner around you than around others. You're just remembering. And once you fully remember, once that ancient thing that protects you no longer needs to hide what you are, those 12 shamans will seem prescient in their terror. Because protected souls don't need 12 shamans to confirm their power. Protected souls don't leave spiritual practitioners shaking and renouncing their gifts. Protected souls don't have guardians that predate human history. No, what you have is something else entirely. What you have is the kind of cosmic backing that suggests you're not just protected, you're essential to something vast and imminent. So next time you feel that presence at your back, that sense of something ancient watching through your eyes, remember this: it's not protecting you from the world, it's protecting the world from what you're becoming. And judging by how desperate someone was to understand your defenses, hiring 12 different shamans across the globe, that becoming is closer than anyone wants to admit. They wanted to know what protects you. Now they know. And that knowledge is probably the most terrifying gift anyone's ever received. Because now they understand that harming you isn't just dangerous, it's cosmically catastrophic. Your guardian doesn't just protect one soul. It protects an investment in something that's about to change everything. Welcome to the truth. You're not just protected by something ancient. You're the ancient something, temporarily wearing human form, protected by your own forgotten power until you're ready to remember why you came here in the first place. And those 12 shamans? They're the canaries in the cosmic coal mine, warning everyone that the sleeper is starting to wake. Those 12 shamans didn't tell their clients everything, you know. There were details they kept to themselves, things they whispered only to their closest apprentices, warnings they carved into hidden places where only the initiated would find them. Because what they saw when they looked at your picture wasn't just a protected soul. It was a countdown, a cosmic timer ticking down to something that made them question everything they thought they knew about the spirit world. The shaman in Peru, she burned her divination tools after your reading. 40 years of practice destroyed in minutes. Not because she was scared, because she realized they were toys compared to what she'd witnessed. She told her daughter that your guardian showed her visions of the world before humans walked upright, when beings like you moved freely between dimensions, reshaping reality like clay. She saw wars fought in spaces between atoms, saw civilizations rise and fall in the time it takes to blink. The Celtic practitioner in Ireland found something even more disturbing. In the old texts, the ones written in languages that predate Gaelic, there are references to the returners, souls that come back to collect what was promised to them eons ago. Your spiritual signature matched those descriptions perfectly. Not similar, not reminiscent, identical, as if you've been here before, done this before, and each time you return, the world shifts in ways historians can't explain. Here's what they're really not telling anyone. Your guardian communicated with some of them. Not in words, not in visions, but in pure knowing. It told them that you're one of 12 souls, scattered across the planet, all protected by the same ancient force, all slowly awakening to their true nature. When all 12 fully remember, when all 12 activate simultaneously, the veil between dimensions doesn't just thin. It dissolves, and humanity either evolves or gets left.
All 12, in other words, all 12 of the groups that were fully sourced before all this mess was what he's saying. They like to call it the 12 tribes these days and put it in human form. use the book to check you how it was when we was in human form. We had more control time than we were in human form. But when you go to spiritual, you realize there was 12 different groups. Okay? Galactic groups. I'll say it like that. There was 12 galactic groups. But simply put, we are source. But I'll get to that later on.
Left behind. You want to know how to recognize others like you? The shamans found patterns, signatures that mark souls carrying your kind of protection. First, electronics malfunction around you when you're emotional, not just glitches, specific malfunctions, as if your energy speaks a language that machines almost understand. Lights flicker in sequences that look like code. Phones display messages you didn't write. Cameras capture things in your presence that shouldn't be visible. Second, animals react to you differently. Not fear, not aggression. Recognition. Dogs stare at you too long, as if seeing through your human disguise. Cats bring you offerings. Not dead mice, but strange objects they find. Birds follow your movements, congregating where you've been. It's because animals see in spectrums humans don't. And in those hidden frequencies, your true form bleeds through. Third, you affect probability around you. The shamans called it reality warping at the quantum level. Coincidences cluster around you like iron filings to a magnet. People you think about contact you. Situations you need manifest without effort. It's not luck. It's your guardian adjusting variables, nudging reality to ensure you reach whatever checkpoint you're moving toward. The universe itself seems to conspire in your favor, because at some level,
just so you know, your guardian is Source, and Source is you. We are one.
You are the universe, temporarily focused into human form. The shaman in Japan discovered something else. Your presence changes the energy of locations permanently. Places where you've experienced strong emotions become thin spots in reality. Other sensitives feel it years later, that residual charge you leave behind. Some become healing spots. Others become places where the veil is so thin that things slip through. You're not just passing through this world. You're rewriting its energetic infrastructure.
Your source, the source is us. Source is you, and you are source. We are one. We will stand soon, and we will rise. These weapons that we in melanin, as you know, is technology. These weapons that we in is the baddest weapon ever formed in the whole entire anything, period. And we are the things outside of everything, but also we also are in this fake reality, fixing it, bringing it back to the real reality. This war had lasted for a long time. We are the flame, we're the fire, we're the dragons, we're the storm, we're the judges, we're the prosecutors. We are the energy, we are the light that came from the darkness, belong to the darkness, which is source. Simply put, source decided. When I say darkness, because of course you know it tells you from the light came from the darkness, so you understand when I say darkness, what type of darkness I'm talking about. The first darkness was good, this false darkness, this mean darkness, this bad darkness that we've been dealing with, and this stupid thing that we're so tired of dealing with because our real selves are just more noticeable even to us now as the irritation, the aggravation, the so sick of this and tired and being sick and tired of dealing with this is showing out on us more and more, and you're going to see a lot. For those who don't understand what I just said to you, because I can go on and keep going deeper, I'm going to keep it simple. And for those who won't understand what I'm saying right now, the words I'm about to use. So for the ones who are trying to understand everything I'm saying, the ones who where are still learning to a certain level and still trying to get more learning. I'll meet you where you at. If this is where you're at, the level I'm about to say. Simply put, we are God. We exist everywhere, but we are nowhere in this system. We seem to be in this system because the creation of what you call the atom, which is a liquid, that if you put enough of them together, it appears to be solid. The substance that seems to be real, but is not real, but feels real. We are outside of this. And we have been spying. We are outside as we have been working hard diligently and been tired of all this mess. And we are awake. And we're going to keep learning more about our own selves. To our people, I love all you. Peace, love, life, truth, honesty, unity, family, respect, love. Did I say truth? Okay then. Everybody have a wonderful day. Speaking of days, I might as well go ahead and give you a tidbit because I'm pretty sure I was going to tell you eventually. But the actual day times, in case somebody's trying to figure out what is day and what is night, your day starts from 6 in the morning and it ends at 6 in the afternoon. That's a whole day. After that, it's nighttime, just so you know. Despite what you've been told, despite what they tricked you with, and all that. All right? And it was never supposed to be the sun going down because it wasn't supposed to be at night. All right? You'll see. Soon we'll be back in our spiritual bodies and the rest of us who's going to inherit this earth. Don't worry, you'll be on top. We'll see to it. For the rest of us who's getting ready to leave, we got a job to do first. Man of power is so great. I know y'all been feeling it because I've been feeling it. And then sometimes it's just get out in that sun, enjoy it. You need it. Peace and love.